Hey everyone, I am really excited to be doing this video, mainly because I usually don't speak to camera unless I am doing a show, and that's something I want to change in 2020. For those of you that have been following me for a long time now, you know that I'm certified in holistic health and nutrition, and even if you just started following me, if you scroll all the way down, basically like a year and a half back, you'll see a lot more posts. I was a huge fan of designing infographics on health and a lot of mindfulness quotes. Essentially, the food has started off as a health and mindfulness blog, but in accordance to my own food and life philosophy, I believe that what feeds you is a lot more than what's on your plate. So I made the decision a year and a half ago to get rid of everything, put everything in storage, and go full nomad. And it's been amazing. It's been a wild ride, but health continues to be my number one passion. And even in my travels, wellness is like the core element of all my travels. I was gonna do a picture, but I don't know, I feel like I write all this stuff on Instagram, and Instagram's a visual platform, and that's why I want to push myself to do more videos when I'm not on a plane, on a train, on a horse, rafting. I'm actually static right now for the next 24 hours. So I wanted to do a video to talk about one aspect of health that I find really important, which is gut health. My grandfather was a very accomplished gastroenterologo in Buenos Aires, where I am right now. And ever since I was very little, he's always been in my ear talking about how important gut health is, and everything stems in the gut. And yes, he turned out to be 1,000% right. It wasn't till decades later that I embarked on my own nutrition path, and I wrote a blog post for Huffington Post talking about good mood and good food, and just a brief summary of gut health in general, so you have an understanding of why it's so important. 80% of our entire immune system is found in our gut. It regulates so many metabolic processes. It also is a huge determinant of our overall health because it's connected to so many things. So in that particular article, I talk about how it affects mood, because in the gut is where serotonin is produced. So there's a huge connection there. When it's balanced, everything's great. You look healthy, you feel healthy, you have tons of energy. When things are not balanced, it's the worst. It brings with it an array of health problems. And that's why gut health is so important. And that's why maintaining the good bacteria in your gut is super important. And the reason I have food and supplements here is, to be perfectly honest, the traveling took a toll on the stability in general of my life, but also of my digestive system. When I was in LA, I had my farmer's market like 6 blocks from my apartment. I had my kitchen, all my utensils. I was able to whip up all my favorite snacks and go to my favorite juice spot, or grab my favorite, snack, go to my favorite spot for my acai bowl. When you're on the road, you're just not privy to all of that. Now my palate went on many other rides that were glorious and awesome and super fun, but yeah, one thing that definitely took a hit was gut health. Now I'm a fan of supplementation if and only if it makes sense, if you need it, and the quality and the integrity is the best. I don't know how else to say it. So that's why I am a really huge fan of taking the Country Life gut prebiotics. So now I'm gonna get into that a little bit. Just to keep it simple, I think the best way to explain it is the probiotics, it's like a garden. The probiotics are the seeds, right? So for your microbiome to be functioning properly, you want a lot of the good bacteria in there. So you wanna plant all the seeds. The prebiotic essentially is like the water and the fertilizer. So it's a form of dietary fiber that nourishes or helps the good bacteria that's already there grow. It's kind of like working with what you already have. Why I personally am a fan of this, and not to say that you shouldn't be taking probiotics, because they're great as well, but one thing to note about probiotics, and the reason they're not so great for me with my lifestyle and all the travel, is probiotics have to be they have to be active, they have to be alive, right? So that's why when you buy a quality probiotic, it's usually refrigerated. The problem with the probiotics is that they're very susceptible to time, to temperature, and to the corrosive and acidic nature of our stomach. So you take a probiotic and travels down your GI tract, and the goal is for it to get to the lower GI tract. That's where you want it to sit. The problem is usually most of that dies before it gets there, just because of the acidic nature of our stomach. So with the prebiotic, that's never a problem. So you're just taking your current garden and you're just fist pumping to help it flourish. Of course, like, you can get prebiotics with food. I have this food out here because now that I'm not, again, on a train, on a plane, on a horse, on a boat, I was able to find some local markets here in Buenos Aires. There's tons, in Buenos Aires we have tons of verduleros y frutelerias, some better than others, but I found one that has some pretty good organic options, because that's the other issue. When I'm on the road, it's not like, oh, you can't get an apple at the airport. Have you eaten an apple at the airport? It's the worst. And these are great forms of prebiotic. Oatmeal, garlic, onions, apples with skin, yams. I don't have it here, but asparagus, leeks, chicory root, seaweed, which I ate a lot of in LA. But yeah, that kind of sums up the whole gut health thing. And there's so many, like I said, the connection to so many metabolic processes are there with gut health. That's why, I have a bunch. I have the connective balance. So when you're feeling sluggish up here, I give these a go. I have the energy balance. When I'm feeling sluggish in general, I take the Country Life, I take this one. When sleep becomes an issue, because oh my goodness, sometimes I don't even know what day or time, the jet lag. So I take some of this, and in general, I always take the digestive balance. Okay, so to sum up why gut health and why taking a prebiotic is so important. Again, 80% of our immune system lives in our gut. Our gut microbiome. It's basically our body's bacteria, and it helps our body with so many processes. It helps us digest food. It helps us think clearly. It helps us maintain healthy weight. It even affects our mood. Why? Again, because gut bacteria produces the neurotransmitters serotonin, dopamine, GABA. It's all produced in your gut. And that's why that connection is there. And it's of the utmost importance that when you take a supplement, this is why I love Country Life, it has to be of the highest quality. This one is a whole food fermentate. So what that means is that it harnesses the power of yeast and the fermentation process, the natural fermentation process. It's also non-GMO, it's vegan, it's recyclable packaging. There's a million reasons I love it. I could go on ad nauseum, but I don't know, guys. This is like my first take at trying a video like this, but I really hope you learned something. I really hope you understand how important gut health is. I really hope my passion for health and gut health came through in this video. I hope it was clear. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments below. I'm really good about getting back to as many people as I can, as quickly as I can. So yeah, this was kind of my prebiotic service announcement, if you will.